come here?
Hi, I'm Paul Smith. I'm the Labour candidate for Bristol West, and I live on the cyclepath which takes me between work and my home.
Paul, we're very grateful to have you on board with our campaign right from the start. You were at the meeting at Eastern Community Centre a couple of weeks ago. How do you think this proposal is going down in Bristol at the moment?
Well, I guess if people were like me, when they first heard the plan, they thought it was a joke, and then a sense of real shock and outrage. And I think that, you know, for instance, the poll that the Evening Post done has shown that there's huge opposition to this plan, and I've certainly yet to meet anybody who's come up with a good reason why it should be put forward.
So, Paul, why do you think it's important to maintain the path as it is?
I think it's an incredibly important open space for some of the most built-up parts of Bristol. People walk in it, they sit in it, I've even seen people having picnics in it, as well as the cycling. It's an important area for nature and for just people to be out and feel relaxed. And it certainly won't feel like that if you've got buses rumbling through it every 10 minutes.
Yeah. Paul, I know you've got a lot of experience in the housing sector, social housing in Bristol. In fact, you were brought up in your childhood in council accommodation. How do you think having a green open space like this benefits people in built-up areas such as Lawrence Hill and Easton?
I think it's absolutely essential. It brings the outskirts of Bristol, the nature of the city, right into the centre of town. It's a real route for people and for nature, and it sort of humanises the whole area. I mean, I think if you walk around some parts of Easton, it can feel a bit grey and dismal, particularly on a wet day, and getting out into somewhere as green as this is really important for people's sort of well-being.
Yeah, I'd agree with you. I think it adds a lot to people's quality of life. Do you think a plan to put a bus road on the Downs would get through?
I think that a lot of the public open spaces that serve the wealthier parts of the city would never even be considered for having a blade of grass touched. And so, no, I don't think anybody would propose putting something like this on the Downs. And let's be clear, this is as important as the Downs is to people of Clifton, to people in Lawrence Hill, Easton, Eastville, all the way through to Kingswood.
Yeah. Paul, assuming that some development goes ahead at Emerson's Green, what do you think the transport policy should be for the houses and offices that are going to be developed there?
Well, firstly, it'd be great if a lot of the people who lived in the houses also worked in the area to reduce the transport that's needed. Obviously, people can use this path as a cycle path coming into town, but buses do have a role, and we do need better bus routes, but bus routes need to be displacing cars, not displacing pedestrians and cyclists, and so there will need to be some look at how we are more imaginative about the M32 and the Fish Ponds Road. But what we shouldn't be doing is trying to help solve the housing problem in Bristol through Emerson's Green, and at the same time destroying the environment of people who live in Easton, Lawrence Hill and Eastville. You've been doing work with the community around art and making the place look more human. How do you feel that has an impact on the area?
I just feel that if people are around more beautiful and attractive objects and spaces, that's really going to lift their day and the well-being of the general community.
And how do you feel this path fits into that whole perspective?
Well, it's a park, isn't it? And just being outside with the birds, the flowers, it can only have the same similar effect. So, yeah, it has a very positive role to play in local affairs.
Excellent.
The lovely sound of the birds wandering around and flying around, and the activities of the squirrels and all that. I just love it, it's beautiful. And mini countryside in Bristol, lovely.
Yeah, you just come up here, sit down, have a beer, see the cycling going by.
Yeah,
nice,
yeah, it's
beautiful.
good, yeah.
Beautiful.
It's good for the kids.
Yeah. Plenty fresh air as well.
Yeah, that's
All right, come on,
let
kid.
you get to school.
All right.
Thank you.
Later.
Bye.
Okay.
Oh, we couldn't. Paul, could you tell people about the celebration we're having on March 30th?
Yeah, it's going to be a major event along the path on the 30th of March, and details will be on the website.